As I live and breathe, everyone, Bitcoin manages to survive the recession announcement from America. I did say in my last video that crypto was looking really, really good and that this week was going to be a really big test for Bitcoin and all of cryptocurrency. If Bitcoin and crypto, all of crypto, survive this week, then things are most likely going to go up from here. I say most likely because there can still obviously be some chops in and out. But this low, that is about 17.5K, I think will be the low now, and it's starting to become a reality and a confirmation as we go. So as usual, I will show you Bitcoin, I will show you Ethereum, total market cap 1, 2, 3, stablecoin dominance. I'm going to give you some of the worst alts to stay away from, and I'm going to give you the best odds to have a look into and some strategies that we can do. If you like the sound of that, help the channel grow, smash the subscribe button, give me a like, notification bell, because you're going to want to get these notifications because these are very time sensitive markets at the moment. So let's have a look at Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin had its big selling climax on the 26th of July. What that means is you can see the bar here. Remember guys, if you know how to read a bar chart, the left is the open, the right is the close. You had a lot of selling coming above average volume, but it got bought back up. This, I think, was the day that everyone, all the whales, had access that America was going to be in recession, and they tried to dump the market before the announcement. So the announcement came today on the 28th of July, but this is when most of the whales had the information. Remember guys, we're retail, we're the last people to get the information. Whales are always the first to get it. They got insider knowledge and all these people who they pay money to get information on this. So they most likely tried to drop it on the 26th of July, but it got scooped back up and bounced off the 50 with Bitcoin. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, we're going up. And the next day you get the confirmation and Bitcoin goes up by about almost 8% on a massive spread, low open, high close, above average volume on the 27th of July. Then you get the announcement of the recession and Bitcoin, the price just does its own thing. It's still low open, high close, above average volume. You get the double top playing out around that 24.5K. That's perfectly fine. It just means it needs a bit of time before it starts making that next high, that, start going for that 25K. But don't worry about how high Bitcoin's going. Look at how low it's pulling back. That's what you want to see. You want to see the lows not get as low. So you can see here, if I grab my pen, you can see there was the low on the 18th of July, the low on the 30th. It's very obvious. You can see the lows are getting higher and the highs are getting higher. It's okay to get this pullback. It's okay to get these pullback, so maybe we might get a pullback and we might test it off the trend line. That's okay. That gives you more time to dollar cost average. We'll get to that in a second, dollar cost averaging, but Bitcoin still remains in a very, 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 very strong position, but Ethereum is even stronger. And this is why I love Ethereum more. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know how much I talk about Ethereum. I don't care about the projects and the transactions and the gas fees and all this stuff because the whales don't care about it. All the whales care about is just making money and reducing their risk. That's all they care about. And Ethereum right now, and it has been this way for a while, is always the best risk to reward ratio. You take on a little bit more risk than Bitcoin, but your reward is much better. So Bitcoin's about 160% from its all-time high, roughly. Ethereum is about 200% or just over 200%. So you get a little bit more risk, but you get 30, 40, 50% more profit than if you were to hold Bitcoin. My entire portfolio as of right now, as of this recording, is in ETH. I trade alts in and out, but right now I'm just dollar cost averaging into ETH. Again, more on that later. But I just love this coin in terms of a risk to reward ratio from an investment point of view. But very similar to Bitcoin, you had your selling climax on the 26th of July. So the market tried to dump. It didn't even test its 50. Remember guys, Bitcoin tested its 50%, okay? ETH doesn't need to even test it. Bitcoin closed a bit lower, so it closed a little bit more lower in the bar. The bar was red, so it closed lower. ETH pumped higher, so we had less selling. It got bought back up more, pushed up on the higher bar, and actually closed positive throughout the day. Insane, insane. Doesn't test the 50, breaks the 1 mark. Bitcoin failed at its 1 mark. It needed a little bit more time. ETH just broke it today. Hence, ETH is in a much more stronger position. And everyone talks about dollar cost averaging on the way down. I'm going to dollar cost average on the way down. And sure, maybe that might have helped a little bit, but you just don't know where that bottom is. Maybe you're dollar cost averaging here, right? And you're just getting smashed. But now on the way up, you start to say, okay, you know what? It would have been nice to buy at this part, right? I would have loved to buy it. I didn't buy ETH at this point. I was looking at it, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's going to go lower. Then I started to see it go up, but now I'm starting to get the confirmation. Okay, you know what? We're starting to make our way higher. I'm going to start buying on the way up because I'm starting to see it. Now, maybe you do get a bit of a pullback, and that's fine. That's normal. But again, you know that ETH's probably not going to test this level for a good while longer. I just can't imagine what it would take for ETH to go under 1,000 American dollars again. I can't imagine it. If you have a look at Ethereum Dominance, you can just see Ethereum Dominance has absolutely skyrocketed since basically mid-July. A very, very positive sign for the alts. And if you can see ETH against Bitcoin pairing, you can see it bounce off the 50 pretty much perfectly before making higher highs. There's a 75 mark that it's testing now. Wait for the 1 mark to come at play, but we have to wait a while because the last time Ethereum tried to top Bitcoin was on the 10th of December in 2021. So There's a little bit of time to wait, but that's okay. It's time to start accumulating, start dollar cost averaging. Again, more on that later. And again, if you look at Bitcoin Dominance, rejected at the 50 multiple times before closing down, and now we are on the way down. So look for Bitcoin Dominance to go somewhere around that 41.5%-ish to around 43%-ish. That's still a very healthy area for Bitcoin to be in. So you want Bitcoin not to be too much market cap, but not too low either, because that can signal the end of a bull run or the end of a run, because all the money is just flowing into alts. They will take the risk out, they'll dump it on retail and move out. So Bitcoin is in a very, very good place in terms of its market cap dominance. Now looking at USDT dominance, this is the stablecoin dominance. If you're familiar with my channel or if you're new here, what I talk about is USDT dominance, because there's three areas cryptocurrency can flow into, money can flow into cryptocurrency. It can flow into stablecoins, Bitcoin, or altcoins. If stablecoins are down, they are definitely moving into alt, and you can see USDT dominance is down, has been down for a while, rejected at the 50, tried to close above the 50. Then you had an up thrust on the 26th of July, so they tried to push the price up. Couldn't too much selling with USDT because they're moving it into alts. You get another close under the 50, which looks really, really weak, these two bars. And now you get the downtrend, and look for this to continue in the coming days. Maybe you might, get rejected at the 50 again, but regardless, the trend remains firmly down with USDT dominance. If we have a look at USDC dominance, this one looks a little bit more cleaner, but you can see very similar. Rejected at the 50, rejected at the 50, closes above the 50. There's your up thrust. Incredibly huge selling that just eliminates this bar on the 25th of July, and hence we will probably be finding some support around this breakout bar from the 13th of June. Doesn't matter. Stablecoins going down for now, and I expect that trend to continue for some time. Okay, let's start off with the worst alts, and then we'll get to the best alts. So unfortunately, I've been talking about this crypto a lot, but unfortunately, it has kind of got into the bad can, and that is Arweave. Arweave is looking not too good, and unfortunately, it's in the bad crypto. If you have a look at my watch list here, have a look at it, and you can see all of these cryptos on the right-hand side, you can see are all green, right? They're all green. They're all going up. They're all, pumping, 5 to 10%, give or take. Arweave is actually negative, guys. It's actually pulling back. It's negative 3.4%, which is really, really bad. Now, it's not a complete garbage crypto, because it still did have the breakout on the 27th of July, and it still holds firm. And we did hold at our 50%. So it's very important that Arweave doesn't close beneath this line again at that $12.36. But I still have to call it like I see it. It's a sell-off. They're selling their cryptos now. It is getting bought back up, which is good. So it will probably close mid on the buy in about 15 minutes. But it is a little bit disappointing to see Arweave not test this market again and start pushing for higher ground. Too much selling. You can see increasing volume on the way down. There's your selling climax, and then you get a big burst of energy, low open, high close. But now the sell-off just today really just makes it look weak. So we'll probably test this market again. I hope not, but at the moment I have to call it like I see it. It's not looking good at the moment, but it's a bit sad because I really championed for this crypto for the time being. Chainlink is another cryptocurrency that has been lagging way, way, way behind. I have been picking on this cryptocurrency for a very, very long time. I know it's an oracle, and it can, basically go from decentralized to centralized and move information between. I get it, but whatever the case is, the whales have not supported this thing. And you can just see this thing has really, really been lagging. It's still on its first 50%, right? It still is struggling to break its high from June 21st. I'll show you some of the good cryptos. You'll get that part second, and you'll just see all these other cryptos breaking their high that they put in mid to late June. Chainlink is still not doing it. Now, the good news with Chainlink at least is that we haven't put in a new low since June. So it's just been going between this range. But if I grab my ruler and you see that, from the low to the high, it's about a 43% increase, which is not that good, believe it or not. Other cryptos have done much, much better. If you have a look at, say, Arweave, let's go back to this one. You can see Arweave put its low on the 18th of June, but it managed to break it. So there was its high on the 21st of June. So equivalent to Chainlink would be that, right? Equivalent to Chainlink. But then you saw Arweave really break through it quickly. And then I was like, oh, Arweave is really running away with it. And then it broke it on the 1st of July and started to put in higher ground. Tested the 1 mark, came back up, tested it. So it's still making higher highs. But Chainlink is just not doing that, right? Chainlink is still having its 1 mark at the 16th of June, and it's still struggling to get past it. Now, it probably will break it because all crypto is moving, but this is sort of the thing with cryptocurrencies. You're looking for the strongest horses, most volume, most energy, pulling your head away from the most. But when you have a look at Chainlink, it's not doing that, right? Yes, it's going up, but not that far up. And I mean, it will probably find resistance here at that $7.58 mark. Like I said, it's just looking weak. GALA is another one that has looked extremely weak. This one actually broke its 0 mark. So that was the low in the 12th of May. And then it found support on in June, put a new low in 13th of June, managed to get a higher low on the 26th of July. And I mean, this is another one that's just been lagging a lot. Some volume has come in to support the market at this price. So you're starting to see it go up from here. So this is one of those really good reward to risk ratios because your risk is really, really low. If we have a ruler, your risk is about, 17, 18%, which is pretty high. But if you look at your upside, I mean, you can go 20, 30, 40, 50%. This thing can really pump out of nowhere because the base has been really firmly cemented on the 13th of July, because you really have a lot of volume coming into this market and not a lot of selling. So you can see 24th of July, not much selling. 25th of July, not much selling either. And now the market has come to support it. So just in terms of volume, it looks pretty good. There's just not much selling happening at this, call it 4 cent mark, 4.5 cent mark. Ghost is another one that's looked extremely weak. This one, has really not much spreads at all. You can see there it is, very similar to Chainlink, but worse than Chainlink. Put in the low in July, 1st of July, and you can see it just hasn't moved. And just for it to break its 30th of July, you'll see it has to go up basically 2.3%, So you're not going to get much volume in this one, no energy. You can see the whales have not come in to support this. And even when they did, look at how high the volume is, right? 18th of July, massive volume. They tried to buy this thing up, but you can see it only closed 1.13%. So it didn't even move with all of that energy, and everyone just left it. So this is what I mean. Look at a chart, look at volume, look at the spreads, and you'll be able to see, okay, which ones are getting the energy, which ones aren't. And for whatever reason, it's not. Now let's get into the really, really good cryptos that are actually pulling ahead and maintaining their lead. First one up is definitely CRV. CRV has done a very, very, very strong job of pulling ahead, not pulling back down too much, but you can see, look at these days on the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th of July. You can see other than the 25th of July, there wasn't much selling. That is really the key thing you want to look at. When I look at a chart and I look at volume, I don't look at the green bars, right? I look at the red ones. And you want to see the red bars be really small. If the red bars are really small, it means there's not much selling. If there's not much selling, then more than likely the price will go up because no one's selling. And you can see that is exactly what happened with CRV. Basically, you had the 19th of July, and look how many bars are above the yellow line. 2. You have one on the 22nd, sorry. Then you have another one on basically the 25th. 19th is kind of just below the line. So you only had 2 days in basically the last month where you had above average selling volume. So naturally, prices will increase in CRV until we get a huge selling day, and then that will be the cutoff, and they'll say, no, prices aren't going up. That's what happened with Arweave. Arweave had a huge selling day, and buyers just didn't come in to support the market. They just kept selling. We don't know why, but that's why you look at the volume and you just play it by that. CRV, prices going up, not much selling. If we have a look at Ape, this is another cryptocurrency that's been doing very, very well, and I really expect this one to do very well in the next bull run, simply just because of the fact that the name and these sort of meme coins, and I know it's not really a meme coin because it has some practical use, but just the name alone and the marketing, they're very, very clever with this, and I do expect this crypto to do very, very well in the coming years. Not sure exactly what the number is, but definitely a lot higher than what it is now. So this would be one of the hodl coins I would probably hold. I don't say that about many altcoins, but Ape has done extremely well. You can see, look, not much selling. Look at the red days, guys. You can see not much selling. Look how tiny the volume is going from 10th, 11th, 12th of July before pulling back up on good volume, good spreads, managing to get there. Then there's your selling. Look at the 26th of July. I showed you a lot of 26th of July where they went sold and got pulled back up. Look at the 26th of July here, not much selling. Hence, prices went up, increasing volume. There is a bit of a top here at $6.93. So hopefully we can break that and then test it, and that would be your entry, and then you go. But regardless, Ape has been able to push ahead away from most and really get that volume going. Achilles is another one that might be getting early. This is a crypto that has had massive amounts of issues getting past its 1 mark at around that 12-cent mark roughly. But it's finally done it. It's over 12 cents now, and it's going to close above the 1 mark, which is really, really good. You finally get some energy in this crypto and some volume, and this is a crypto that's looking like it might be ready for a bit of a run. Again, very similar. You just look at the red days, look at the down days, and you can see not much selling, hence prices will go up. 26th of July, I showed you that was the sell-off with cryptos. Look at how high Chili's closed, right at the top, right at the top. That's a really good thing. Not much volume, but still respect it that there wasn't much selling, hence prices did go up 10% yesterday, and you can see 5% today. Look for this thing to do very well in the coming days, to potentially coming weeks, until we see a big sell-off day like we did here on the 20th of July. Huge selling day, get out of the market, gets bought back up, sell off, gets back up, thrust, down. So you're just waiting for all the people to be sold off and stop selling, then prices will go up. But you just have to look at the volume bars, and that will tell you when that time is. Another big shout out, surprisingly, is actually Litecoin. I can't believe I'm talking about Litecoin in a positive way, because this is a crypto that just has bled ever since 2017. But this one has done very, very well. You can see it has held up very, very well above its 50%, bouncing off it numerous times. Didn't really dip below it that much. That's what surprised me the most when I was looking at this. I'm like, hang on a minute, this thing only dipped, basically a few times under its 50% and by less than 10%. That's pretty good. Again, very similar. You got some good breakouts, good volume coming into to support the market, broke the 1 mark, at that $61.73. Broke that one mark at $61.73. So you can see there's your one mark on the 20th of July. That was the swing top, and you can see you're seeing the tops get higher. So that was the top on the 26th of June, top on the 20th of July, and now on the 28th of July, we're getting another high top. We're breaking that swing top again, and hopefully we'll test it and run off again. Good volume coming into Litecoin as well. Not much selling, you can see, and this is why you know that it doesn't matter what the news says. When you see low selling days, even though the news is bad, it just means all the weak hands are done. Time for higher prices. Doesn't matter what the news says. The last crypto I will recommend is actually FTT. I really believe in this crypto long term as well. This is led by Sam Bankman-Fried, who will definitely be a very, very, very wealthy man. He already is, but he will be even more wealthy in a couple of years. But this is another cryptocurrency that has done very, very well. You can see really getting some good energy in this volume. The problem is that this cryptocurrency doesn't go down as much as the others, but it doesn't go up as much as the others. So it's a bit like a Binance-ish coin, or a bit like an ETH coin, where it just doesn't pump as hard, but it doesn't drop as hard. So definitely a good crypto at a good price if you're going to hold on to this for a couple of years, because like I said, I believe in this project. I think the exchange is great. I think Sam Bankman-Fried's a genius, and you're seeing the market always come in to support this immediately once prices drop. And you can see it numerous times. At $23, got bought back up. At $25, got bought back up. You know, you can see it numerous times. At, $21, got bought back up. It keeps getting bought back up, this project, because they, investors love this, and they love anything that has a good, reliable cash flow and actually can translate into the real world. And it's exchange. They make money from fees. You can long and short it, derivatives, all these sort of things. That's why investors, the whales, love these things, because they can easily see the idea behind an exchange. So I know that was a lot of cryptocurrencies. I hope it helped. Let's get back to the dollar cost averaging. What should you get? Again, not financial advice. It's just what I would be doing. And what I'm doing is I'm just basically dollar cost averaging into ETH only. The only other two altcoins are FTT and Ape that I'm looking at. Those are probably the other two big ones. There are some other really good cryptos, but everything is getting bought back up at the moment. But you just never know when the dump is going to happen. As soon as retail comes back in the market, that's when things will pull back again. But for now, it's pretty clear that all the retail hands have been sold. All the weak hands have been sold. It's time for higher prices. But you can just see, if you look at it in an Ethereum chart, Ethereum gets you very, very, very good gains. And it's a very, very safe. I mean, you can see ETH went up 13% on the 27th of July. It outperformed most cryptos. Today, it went up 5% in a day. If you look at the list here, you can see how many cryptos are up by more than 5%. Most of them are still under 5%, right? You can see some of them are above 5%, but most of them are under. So why wouldn't you just buy ETH, still get good returns? Maybe you can stake it and you can earn your rewards. You will still get very good returns. You can stake it. It's not as risky. You know that ETH will get to an all-time high. Not all of these cryptos will get to an all-time high. Don't think that, but ETH will definitely get to an all-time high if you believe crypto will run. It relies on Bitcoin and ETH going to all-time high. So if I go my ruler and we go from basically the price up, roughly where it's at now, and we go all the way to the high, that's about 180%-ish. I would take that. That's almost a 3x. So that should be the bulk of your portfolio. As the bull market comes, you can sell a little bit of ETH, go into more risky assets, but that's probably 2023. We have to see how it comes. But again, crypto looking still very, very strong. Wish you guys all the best in your trading. If you have any questions or any feedback, leave them in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe and like the video. But until then, everyone, stay safe, and I will catch you on the next video.